Alright, my children, let me tell you a story. Now, you'll probably not even believe this because I swear this is like movie material. If any directors or filmmakers are watching, here's some free material. I mean, it probably has already been made. Like, this story is gonna be so romantic to women, and guys are gonna think I'm fucking making it up, but I'm not. This happened back in high school. I have a lot of high school stories. I'm pretty sure we all do. Because we had no fucking clue what we were doing back then. Alright. So, back in high school, I'm gonna make up names because I want to keep them anonymous. There was this guy named Jacob, right? Now, Jacob was a super tall guy. He was at least like 6'4". Yeah, I can smell the panties getting wet from here. But this dude was tall as shit, but he was very gentle. He was a gentle giant, alright? Ideally, that's what you want in a man, ladies. Even though the whole height fucking debate is stupid. Height really doesn't matter, and I'll talk about that later. But Jacob was 6'4", and we would always tell him to like join a sports team or slap boxers. I'll take you on, big guy, you know? Stupid shit like that, because hot-headed guys would want to fight him like, look at this tall motherfucker, he thinks he's shit. But no, he was very non-violent. Jacob was very non-violent. And I wasn't close friends with him or anything, but I respected him. I was like, hey man, I respect that you are tall as shit and start no beef. Because I know a lot of other guys with ego would, you know, just go around bullying everybody, but he was cool. So Jacob was best friends with this girl named Melissa. And I'll call her Mel for short. So Jacob and Mel were very close. They were friends since freshman year, and we were in our junior year by this point. They never went out. They were just close, very close friends. Which I personally couldn't be me. I could not be best friends with a woman for that long. Unless we have sex together, then that'd be cool. But they were best friends. And Mel was a short girl. She was like 5 feet. And one day, one of Mel's girlfriends got broken up with. And this is where the drama starts, of course. Mel didn't like that this guy broke up with her. And for whatever dumb reason, Mel decided to start some shit with the guy that broke up with her girlfriend. So she goes up to him. I wasn't here for that, but apparently she got up in his face like, how dare you break up with my girl? Do you know how good a girl she is? You don't deserve that. You know, saying all that shit. And she pushed this guy. And this guy punched her in the face. Like, to this day, I hate that motherfucker. He punched her in the face and gave her a black eye. Now, Jacob was not at school that day. Yeah, this is where it started to get juicy, huh? But Jacob came to school the next day. And he was looking for Mel, and Mel was doing everything to avoid him. She had sunglasses on, she makeup over her black eye, and eventually Jacob finds her. And he asks why she's wearing sunglasses and all that. I wasn't here for it, but I got it from secondhand, you know. You know high school, man. Everybody knows what's going on. But yeah, apparently he took her sunglasses off, saw the makeup over the black eye, and Jacob says to her, who did this to you? And you know how women are, they just stray off topic. She's like, no, it wasn't nothing, you know, like, who did this to you? Oh shit. Eventually, you know, she fesses up. And we have never seen this side of Jacob. Jacob said nothing to her. Mel tried to stop him, saying it's not like that, don't do anything to him, right? But, you know, sometimes men have to resort to violence. We don't want to, ladies. Trust us, we do not like hurting people. Even in this stupid fucking society today that's like, all men are evil and want to kill you and rape you. And it's like, no, we don't want to do that. But in this instance, Jacob went over to the guy that punched Mel in the face, picked his ass up, and one wrestling move just slams him right down on the ground, knocks him out. Let me tell you, from that day on, nobody messed with Jacob. And to no one's surprise, Jacob and Mel became boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know where they are now, but no doubt, marriage is definitely in order for them. But, man, what a story, right? It's crazy. I mean, like, ladies, that's why you need a man. Whether you want to deny it as much as you can, because if a guy punches you in the face, who's gonna fucking stand up for your respect? Who's gonna do that for you? You're not gonna beat that guy up. You need a Jacob. But let me tell you what this story reminds me of. It reminds me of one of my favorite movies of all time, The Iron Giant. Easily top 3. Highly recommend watching this movie, but I'm gonna explain why. Excuse me, I need to take a swig. Alright. So in The Iron Giant, basically the premise of this movie, a giant alien robot falls out of the sky on Earth, and his purpose is to destroy everything. But when he crash landed, he has amnesia, which doesn't really make sense. How the fuck does a robot get amnesia? But I digress. So, since he loses his memory, he forgets his purpose, and he meets this little boy who's pure innocence of a child, you know? Doesn't want to do any wrong, knows what's good, knows what's bad. Just, you know, a kid. And this kid shapes this robot that had nowhere to go and guides him through the earth. And even though this terrifying robot has no ill intent, the world as a whole just sees the front. Whether we want to deny it or not, we see the front of people. That's what we judge. Like, if you see a giant fucking robot that can eat metal and shoot laser beams, you're gonna be terrified, of course. But the Iron Giant didn't want to do that. He went against his programming. He decided to use his powers for good. And spoiler alert, in the movie, at one point, the kid that the giant cares so much about goes unconscious, and the Iron Giant thinks he died. And of course, you know, that would devastate anybody. But the army catches up to the giant and shoots at him, and the giant goes into a rage, destroying the military, going towards the city, blowing shit up. And that's the point of this video. Don't judge a book by its cover, and never mess with a gentle soul, because they have the most fury. Until next time, my strong and beautiful children.